Tech is that career path where you would actually be able to start earning what you deserve to earn, right? It is a very, in fact, you can even work from home in a tech field. And that is why a lot of people want to start landing jobs in tech. But now, the reality of it, of job hunting, especially if you're looking to coming into tech, is that you need experience. And yes, it might sound unfair. It actually sounds pretty unfair because I mean, you're transitioning. So why are they expecting you to have experience? How and where do they expect you to have this experience from? That is literally the problem. Okay, that is the key problem here. They expect that you should have experience, but they're not ready to give you that job to land. They're not ready to give you the job to get experience, to learn, and the rest of that. So now it leaves you stuck. You're in a cycle of, oh, do I need to take another boot camp? Do I need more certifications? What exactly should I do? Do I need to get an internship experience? How exactly do I get this experience that these guys are looking for? Okay, now it seems unfair, but if you actually think about it in a very logical sense, it makes sense why they want you to have experience. At the end of the day, they are a profit-driven organization. They want to make profits. They want to grow their business. This means that if you're coming on board, you should be able to help them deliver results. They are not bringing you on board to train you. No, they expect that you have that experience. So once you get on board, you would be able to adapt as soon as possible, right? That's why they're asking you to gain experience first. It's not about getting the job first. Can you actually do the job if we bring you on board? That is the key question. And that is why our interns today will be showing you the experience they've gotten so far, so you understand that they are getting themselves job ready. And you would also get to know how you can join them on that journey, okay? So now, experience. Think about it this way. If you want to get your dress, like let's say you have a wedding for next weekend. Weekends are for weddings, right? And you need a dress sewn. You want to get a dress. And you have two tailors. The first one has a certificate. I mean, she has it on paper that, oh, I'm great at this stuff, but she hasn't actually sewn dresses. She can't really say, oh, this is what I've worked on. I've actually sewn this dress for this person. Take a look at my samples. She can't say that. She just has the certificate that, oh, I just graduated from the best tailoring school in town. And you have the second person. This person actually has sewn clothes. In fact, when you go to her, the first thing she's showing you is the samples, right? She's showing you different samples, or maybe a tablet or iPad, whatever it is. She's showing you, oh, I made this dress. Do you like this style? Can we use this? This is the material you'll be using. I've used this material before. I can tell you categorically that this is a very lovely material. That's someone speaking from experience. Now, between these two guys, who would you be more comfortable giving your clothes to? Be honest with yourself. Will you give it to the first person that does not have proof? Or will you give it to the second person? You can use the chat, A or B. Would you give it to A or girl B? Who are you giving it to? Now, I want you to take that same mentality into the tech space, okay? They want you to have experience because they would be more confident in hiring you. They understand that you'll be able to deliver results. Essentially, that is just the plain reason. So instead of chasing the next certification, instead of you to chase the next boot camp or whatever, why not put energy in the next 3 months, 6 months, gain experience, work on as many projects as possible, and solidify your technical skills. That is like a surefire way of you getting a role in tech, because now when you have an interview, you'll be able to say, oh, I did this, I was able to create this impact in this business, I was able to do this, I was able to do that. Okay, so that's what our interns will be showing you today. All right, so I already pointed out that a major reason you're finding it difficult to land a job in tech is because you lack relevant work experience. Work experience doesn't just stop at you understanding how to use your technical skills. It goes as far as do you know how to work in a remote team? Can you actually work with other people? Can you present? Can you manage stakeholders? Can you even manage your time? Can you manage stakeholders' expectations? These are things you would literally do when you're employed. So these guys are like, do you have this experience at all? Or you would start learning, or do you want us to start training you? They want you to have the experience. So they can actually tell during the interview that, oh, you do not have that experience, right? And that's why you're not landing the job. There is how you sound during an interview that tells the recruiter that you're still kind of learning, or you're just out of a boot camp. It is really obvious sometimes. You might feel, oh, I can hide it, but trust me, it's really obvious sometimes, because there are literally some kind of questions these guys will ask you, and the way you answer it will determine if you have experience or not. So instead of, well, there are actually people that lie in those kind of scenarios, but instead of lying, instead of feeling that imposter syndrome of, can I really do the job, why not gain experience, right? Now that is where Amdari actually comes in. I could go on and on and on about why experience is important, but because of what we are here for, I don't want to digress, right? We have a lot of reports where employers, employees, these reports are showing you the importance of experience over and over and over again. They keep repeating and showing it in our faces that just gain experience and shorten your job search phase. I can tell you that there are people that have spent years looking for their first role, and there are other people that just get into this field, and in the next 6 months, you're seeing them posting on LinkedIn, oh, I just landed a job as a data analyst in this so and so firm. You'll be asking yourself, what am I doing wrong, right? That's literally why Amdari exists for you. Okay, so what we do for you at Amdari is that we help you to gain that relevant work experience that will help you to land the job at the end of the day. And we focus on these major career paths: data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analytics, SOC, ethical hacking, and GRC. So if you belong to any of these career paths, just give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up real quick. If you belong to any of these career paths, give me a thumbs up. Lovely. I can see Sandra. I can see Joy. You guys, you're on the right track. You're in the right place. Okay. I can see Charlotte. You guys are in the right place. Okay. So that's why we are here today. Today, we are going to watch data analytics interns present. Okay, so you guys get to watch and see, what are these people really working on? I mean, if you've heard of Amdari before, you'd be wondering, what are these guys actually doing? Today you're going to see that firsthand. So what does it look like coming into the program? For those of you that will be joining us, you take advantage of the special discounts I'll be talking about later. For those of you that are going to join us, let me just give you an overview of what it's going to be like. So you register, we onboard you, right? Because our next course is starting really soon. We onboard you, you get all the necessary materials, you get to know your teammates, you get to know your team lead. Now, the next phase is for us to start presenting you with projects, because you're working on real business problems. You're coming to Amdari as a consultant, basically, and you'll be working on real business problems. So we give you the project brief. You get to see the business problem, the tool stack, everything necessary for that project. And for projects that have phases, you'll be assigned whatever phase you're going to be assigned to. Basically, your team lead will assign you to a team and to a part of the project. Okay. Now, during the internship experience, from your second month, you start getting review sessions, CV. We revamp your CV, we review it, we optimize your LinkedIn. And at the end of the day, we also give you mentorship sessions. So I'm going to go into the tea real soon. Sandra, your blood is hot. Relax, calm down. You get to know the price really soon, okay? Because we're currently running a very special discount. So I just want you guys to stay put. Today's project showcase is a sales analytics project. And these guys created interactive dashboards to help facilitate monitoring of a sales performance for decision makers. Okay, so if you're a data analyst here, you understand the essence of sales and analyzing sales. You understand that for you to really know what's happening inside your business, if you are a business owner, you know that you need to conduct some form of analysis. You need to be knowing, okay, which particular product is performing, which product should I restock? That is why you are needed as a data analyst, because you're literally the person that can make sense of data. Data is produced everywhere, every time, every minute, every second. So you are making sense of this data for these organizations. And for today, you get to watch how these guys were able to help a business to create interactive dashboards and help facilitate and monitor this sales performance. Okay, so you know that that's literally a way of optimizing this process. So instead of you to always be creating dashboards, you would always be doing your analysis. Why not automate it? It's part of what you're supposed to be doing as a data analyst, right? So we're going to watch that today. And we have a very, very, very special person today. She is a data analyst consultant with Amdari, and she would be presenting for us today. Okay, Stephanie is already here. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Victory, hi everyone.
Hi. All right. Are you pumped for today's session? Because I'm excited to have
Yes,
you. All
yes,
right.
I
All right.
am.
All right. All right. So I'm going to leave Stephanie. I'm going to give her the floor. So she's just going to do her thing while you guys just pay attention. Then I'll come back and give you guys the remaining details of what you need to do about joining the program. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So Stephanie, you can go ahead. I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, can you please give me access to share my screen? It's currently disabled.
Okay. Okay. Let me do that real quick. All right. Try it now. It's you have permission.
Yes, it is working now. Okay, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, I can see your screen. I can
Okay,
see your
so once
screen.
again, all right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me. And I am pleased to deliver today's presentation in sales analytics on how to create interactive dashboards to facilitate monitoring of sales performance for decision makers through a sales and stock analysis report developed for Clarex Cosmetics. So as the name implies, Claris Cosmetics is a beauty company founded in Nigeria that focuses in the sales of cosmetics in makeup, skincare, and fragrances. And they have three different branches across different locations, serving as customer engagement hubs. But before I dive into the insights drawn out of the analysis, I would like to quickly show you what the data set that was used for the analysis look like. So as mentioned, they have three branches, branch A, B, and C. This is what they look like. So each of the branches have the same data types or the same columns. And I would like to quickly show you what they have in their data set. When we look at what branch A, for example, provides, there is a date column that provides information on the date on which a transaction was made. We also have a column providing information on the category of a product, whether it is a hair care product, a skincare product, if it is under accessory or if it is under makeup. We also have a column that provides information about the specific name of the product that was sold. This column provides information about the unit price at which a product was sold. We also have information about the number of items that was sold for a particular product. And then we also have how much revenue was made in a sales transaction on a product. We also have information about the cost price on that product. And then we also have information about the profit margin that was made on the sales of that product. In addition to this, we also have information about the economic condition of the product. That is, whether the product that was sold was in a good condition, a fair condition, or a poor condition. And then we also have information about the competition level on the product that was sold, whether the competition at the time it was sold, if whether it was medium, whether it was low, or whether it was high. And then we also have additional information on the marketing campaign, whether marketing efforts were low, were high, were at a medium level, or if no marketing efforts were made at all. And we also have information about where or which of the branches this is the information is coming from. In this case, this is information for branch A. Then this column also provides information about the unique customer ID or the unique ID of the customers who came to make purchases at that particular branch. We also have information about the gender of the customer, their age, and then here we also have information about the location of the branch, whether it is in a suburb, in a city, or in a rural area. And here we also have information about the purchase frequency of a customer, which essentially tells how many times the customer came to buy an item from that particular branch. And then we also have information about the average purchase amount on a product. So whenever you take a product, there's usually an average amount of money that is generated whenever customers come to buy that product. So we have a similar presentation for data from branch B and from data from branch C. So one of the business problem from this project was to find a way to consolidate the information from all the three branches into one space. And so that was done using Excel and specifically Power Query. So as you can see, Power Query was used to clean up the data. For example, the monetary functions had, they did not previously have the Nigerian currency attached to them, but after cleaning them in Power Query, I was able to add the currency. Some columns were created. For example, the age group was created, the purchase frequency column was cleaned up, the turnover rate column was created, and then the average quantity was cleaned up. So that was the first thing to do to address the first problem on data fragmentation. So after consolidating the data into one space, what is next? The next thing to do is to analyze the data. And to analyze the data, I did that through the use of Excel's pivot table. So as you can see, I was able to generate pivot tables to answer specific questions, to bring out specific metrics. So for example, this is just to find the total revenue. This is for the total order, which helped me to find the average order value. I also use that to find the monthly revenue growth, and also the quarterly revenue growth, and also the yearly revenue growth. So this among many other things. And out of the pivot tables, I was able to develop these charts and graphs that you're seeing here, and also bring in slices that I used in my dashboard. This is another analysis sheet. I call it analysis sheet, where I bring out my pivot tables. And for this one, this was to do specific analysis that went into the report that I will take you through. And this is the dashboard that I built. Okay, so before I come into the dashboard, let me take you back to the presentation so that I can report to you the insight that I was able to draw out from this dashboard that I built. So back to the presentation, I would like to dive in straight into the insight. So after building the dashboard, these are some of the insight, or these are the insight that I came up with. We also have to note that the data that was analyzed spanned from 2021 to 2022. And so across both years, the company made a total revenue of 32 million naira and a profit of 25.6 million, resulting in a profit margin of 80%, right? And they also had an average order value of 213.9 naira. The average order value is simply saying that whenever a customer makes a purchase, on average, the company makes 213.9 naira. And also for the average quantity, whenever a customer makes a purchase, they buy on average 5 items, regardless of the product category of the specific product. It is also interesting to observe that this trend is similar in the individual years. So in 2021, there was a total revenue of 16 million, a profit of 12.8 million, which reflected a profit margin of 80%, which means that the company is actually doing well. And also in 2022, there was a revenue of 16 million, profits of 12.8 million, also reflecting a profit margin of 80%. And both years also had the average order value of 213.9 or 214 naira. And then they've seen customers purchasing on average 5 items whenever they make a transaction. When it comes to revenue, there have been inconsistent alternating increases and declines, right? And we've experienced strong growth period in the months of March and May with 21 8.9% and 9.1% in sales increase. And we've also experienced decreasing sales or declines in the last quarter of the year, specifically in September by 8%, in November by 7%, and in December by 0.4%. But the company enjoyed steady revenue growth from April to August. So it is noteworthy to understand that revenue is dependent on both pricing and quantity, but quantity has a bigger impact on revenue than price. Customers are still buying even when prices go up, so price changes do not affect sales that much. How I got to know that quantity has a bigger impact on revenue than price? Well, it was through linear regression. When it comes to competition levels, it turns out that revenue is highest under products that have medium competitions, and these products bring about 50% in revenue, which suggests that there is a moderate level of competition that drives market demand rather than to suppress it. And products with low competition bring the second highest revenue at 38%, and revenue drops sharply with products that have high competition. Products that have high competition are products whose prices are actually high. So when customers come and they say that the prices are too high, what they do, they tend to go to other places where they can find more affordable prices. When it comes to the economic condition, the impacts of the economic conditions on the revenue, obviously, products with poor economic condition bring about the least amount of sale at 16.7%. And of course, which customer wants to buy items that are of poor quality? And products that have that are in either fair or good economic condition are bringing in on average 42%, and there isn't really a significant gap between the two of them. But then the company should consider selling products that are rather in fair and good condition rather than instead of products that are in poor economic condition. When it comes to marketing exposure, it turns out that low marketing efforts generate higher revenue, which suggests that organic demand is strong. So there is minimal difference between products that had no campaign and low campaign, which suggests that there is a low level marketing effort does not significantly boost revenue beyond organic sales, and revenue significantly drop sharply for medium and high campaigns. And it's actually the opposite that you want to expect, that the more the marketing effort, then the higher the revenue. But then this indicates that higher spending on marketing does not necessarily lead to higher revenue. So what does it mean? Perhaps marketing efforts might be ineffective or poorly targeted, and as a result, the company could be spending more on marketing efforts without proper return on investment tracking. We also find out that revenue is nearly evenly distributed across three branches. There are three branches A, B, and C, but then branch A outperforms branch C, and branch C outperforms branch B. But all the branches bring about 33% in revenue. So that indicates that sales are evenly spread among the location, right? Then when it comes to revenue by gender, both male and female customers bring about 16 million naira each. However, we have males significantly leading when it comes to revenue growth. But one interesting insight is that across both genders, perfumes, colognes, and body mists are the top selling products for both of them. It looks like, or according to the data, there is higher spending among older customers, which suggests that they might have a greater purchasing power or higher brand loyalty. According to our data set, according to both years, customers within the age group of 55 to 65 contribute to about 23% in revenue, which is the highest revenue. And revenue is relatively evenly spread among customers between the age of 45 to 54 and 25 to 34, bringing in each about 20%. And we have those in the youngest group, that's between 18 to 24, rather bringing in the lowest revenue at 15%. In terms of location, it does not appear to be a major factor in revenue difference. So across all three locations, it turns out that they are also bringing about 33% in revenue each, showing that there's no significant performance gap between the region. But it also implies that the demand for products happens to be consistent across urban, suburban, and rural areas. One mind-blowing or very interesting insight from this analysis is that 73% of customers have a purchase frequency of one, which means that they made only one purchase and they never came back, which is quite alarming because more than 50% of customers buy items just once and they do not come back. And that begs the question to find out why it is the case. Is it that when they purchase an item and they used it, it wasn't up to their expectations, or perhaps whilst buying, they didn't have a very good customer experience? Surveys must be conducted in order to find out the reason for these results. The other proportion of the customers, which is 27%, have a purchase frequency of two, which means that those customers came back for a second purchase. Well, based on the information that we have, most revenue comes from new or infrequent customers, which means that fewer people return for repeat purchases. So there is heavy reliance on new or one-time buyers, which could indicate the lack of customer retention strategies like the absence of loyalty programs and weak follow-up marketing. In terms of revenue by products, fragrance dominate the charts. Perfume, body mist, and cologne have consistently ranked as the top three best-selling products across both years, reaffirming their strong market demand. And it will be an opportunity for the company to capitalize on those products to increase their revenue. And whilst we focus on the items or the products that are selling well, we should also reevaluate low-performing products, and these include conditioner, earrings, sunscreen, necklace, and styling gel. The other business challenge I forgot to mention had to do with resource allocation, where we wanted to understand which products were selling well, which products had steady demand and needed to be closely monitored, and which products weren't selling well. And for that reason, a stock decision guide was created to help the business understand which products are high turnover products, are moderate turnover products, and are low turnover products. So it turns out that the high turnover products, which are products in the top 25% in the company's product portfolio in terms of revenue growth, are products that are selling quickly and require frequent restocking to prevent stockout. And these include perfume, cologne, body mist, process, and foundation. And they are the products that are shown here in green. Then we also have moderate turnover products, which are products that are maintaining a steady demand, are ideal for seasonal promotions and upselling strategies. And these include lipstick, handbag, mascara, hair oil, shampoo, serum, eyeshadow, cleanser, and moisturizer. And we have low turnover products, which are products that aren't really selling well. They are the bottom 25% in the product portfolio of the company in terms of revenue. And these are, as already mentioned, conditioner, earrings, sunscreen, necklace, and styling gel. So what then are the opportunity for growth for Claris Cosmetics? One is that we need to keep customers coming back. Even though our analysis says that despite steady sales, despite that, many customers don't return. And as a company, we need to understand why. So some of the things that can be done to address this problem is one, loyalty programs and discounts to boost repeat purchases. We can also consider personalized recommendations based on past purchases, and we can also consider re-engagement campaigns like email, SMS, and app notification to stimulate and motivate customers to come back and make repeat purchases. Another important point is that our marketing efforts should be reevaluated. The analysis has shown that low or no marketing exposure still drive the highest revenue. Products that rather have high marketing efforts or medium marketing effort rather have the lowest revenue. So to buttress the first point on keeping the customers coming back and to leverage that through marketing, we can include retention strategies in the marketing efforts. And we can also focus on personalized promotions rather than just shooting blanket ads to customers. And we also need to find a way to improve the tracking of the return on investment of the campaign to ensure that every campaign that is being implemented delivers its intended impact. Fragrances are the star products. So perfume, body mist, and cologne should be doubled down and um, really leverage on to provide more sales or grow revenue. And we can also consider creating exclusive bundles to encourage higher spending. And then finally, higher quantity of items sold will drive higher revenue. Quality is a key lever. So customers will continue to buy even when prices increase, indicating strong demand, which is great. And then we also need to make sure that we maintain premium prices during the peak months that we saw in March and May, since they are more of like a seasonal trend across both years. And we should also focus on increasing sales volume in the declining month, in the last quarter of the year, in September, November, and December. So now back to the dashboard. This is the dashboard that I built in Excel. So on the top here, we get to see the revenue, the total revenue. This is across both years in 2021 and 2022, the profit, the margin, the average order value. At this side, we get to see the revenue growth trend on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, and on a yearly basis. At the heart of the dashboard, we get to see how the stock decision guide works, where it provides information on what each catalyst mean and what the restock decision should be. It also provides a summary about the number of products that fall in each of these categories. And then we also get to see the branch performance, the customer retention rates, and the top 10 selling products. So we also have filters here, and the date filters at the top here to enable anyone who would use this dashboard to answer more specific questions. So for example, if my line manager wanted to find out the numbers, he wanted to know the numbers, for example, maybe for branch A, and then maybe those in branch A that are between the ages of 18 and 24, sorry, let me close this, and those in branch A in the age group of 18 to 24, and maybe he wants to focus on accessories, then he'll be able to do that. So he gets to see the updated revenue, profit margin, average order value, the retention rates, the products, their prices across the 2 years, which of them um, need their stock to be increased to meet the demand, which of them needs to be monitored, and which one needs to be discontinued, and also get to see the trend by month, quarter, and year on year. Last but not least, I would like to quickly show you how some of how Office Script was used to automate the calculation of these KPIs and also to clean up the data. It's not all the time that you will have the flexibility to use Power Query to clean up your data. I mean, depending on the company that you work at. But automation is king. It really helps to save a lot of time. But for the purpose of time, I'm not going to run all the scripts, but I'm just going to show you what they do. So I was able to create scripts to, first of all, clean the data, and then to bring out the different KPIs. So let me just show you what it looks like. I'm not going to run it, but I'm just going to show you what it looks like and tell you what this first script, for example, does. So in this script, what it does is that it auto feeds columns for readability. It formats the date column. It formats the financial column by adding the Nigerian currency to the monetary columns: unit price, revenue, cost price. It formats the quantity column. It inserts and calculate profits, a profit column. Then it inserts and calculates the profit margin column. It inserts the age group column. Then it also inserts the clean purchase frequency column. So in a nutshell, this is what this particular script does. So I have about 4 scripts that I use to clean the data set, and then the rest of the scripts are actually used to bring out the different things that you saw on the dashboard. So this is one of the scripts, right? It brings out the total revenue, profits, average order value. This one provides information about the monthly revenue growth trend. This provides information about the quarterly revenue growth trend. This is the yearly um, growth trend. This is about the customer retention, and then this is the stock turnover rate. So as the stock summary has already been provided, anyone who takes this will be able to understand which product needs to be stopped, which product needs to be monitored, which product needs to be discontinued. And finally, there is a user a guide so that anyone who comes across this would know the order in which the script should be executed, the name of the script, and then the description of the script. So at this point, I would like to bring my presentation to an end. And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask me. So thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Wow, I was so blown away. I mean, I love data analytics. I don't know about you guys, but personally, I love data analytics. So, Stephanie, that was a very, very wonderful presentation. I don't know if anyone has questions for her. Do you guys have questions for her before I go ahead? Do you have questions for Stephanie? You can raise your hand. John, I don't know if your question is for her before I continue because I was impressed, honestly. Okay. Okay, Kemi, you have a question. IP has a question. You guys should go ahead. You can use the chat or you can unmute yourself. You can please use the chat. So I'll be looking at the chat for your questions, okay? I'll be looking at the chat. Type your questions before we proceed. Oh, Charlotte said she loved your presentation. Honestly, for me, what was the takeaway was the part when you were showing us, you said that low marketing efforts was making more sales than high marketing efforts. I mean, at a glance, you would not just look at you won't. I mean, typically, logically, that doesn't make sense, right? But it
Right.
is only data analysis that's going to reveal that kind of thing to you actually, because a lot of businesses are making a lot of loss because they are not even
Mm.
analyzing this stuff. They're just using inshallah and vibes anyhow. Let's just, I mean, whatever makes sense,
Yeah.
right? So I see hands raised. I don't know. Can you guys unmute yourselves? I don't know if you can. Let me check on that. You guys should be able to unmute yourself and ask her questions, or you use the
Uh,
chat.
Hello, good evening, ma.
Hello,
Okay,
good
I think
evening.
Oh, well done, well done. I really like. I can't even explain how. Although when I saw the link of there's a class, I was joining. Like I have to join along the way on my way back home. I can't express how like your report is beyond my explanation. Very great. Let me just use that word. It's great, not good. Like it's awesome. And your
Thank you.
presentation is like superb. I really like it, those insights, those recommendations. They are so and I like your dashboard. Like it's very neat, clear, and beautiful. Let me use beautiful.
Thank
I
you.
don't know. The aspect that got me most is the aspect of automating your scripts. Like
Okay.
this is Excel. I've never heard of automating what's it called scripts for data cleaning and generating a pivot table stuff like that with Excel. So I don't know if there is an opportunity to learn it or something. I don't know.
Um, yeah, of course. You can learn it. If you've ever heard of TypeScript, those of us actually have backgrounds in software engineer. If you've heard JavaScript, then maybe you might have heard TypeScript. So TypeScript is actually what Microsoft used to build Office script, right? And you should note that based on the Microsoft license that you have, you have access to this automate tab. I am currently using Excel online, the Microsoft business accounts. If you are using the family account, you will not have access to this Automate tab. So that's one thing I forgot to mention, that there are different licenses. You either need a business licenses or an education license or something like that. So, but then basically, yes, is you saw some code in there. It's basically TypeScript, and we are all learning. And I would like to share that I didn't write all the scripts there from my head. I'm not a developer. I don't know TypeScript. I have an idea about it, but I don't have enough knowledge to write everything that was here. So for this bit, just for learning purposes, make ChatGPT your friend or any AI of your choice, your friend. But just make sure that you have the right logic so that you understand how your prompt should work so that it will give you the right output. So if you want to access Office Suite, please have either a Microsoft Business account or an education account, and then leverage AI to develop your ability to write the codes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. If I hear you very well, the office is online office, like 365, right?
It's 365, but Microsoft Business, there are different licenses. So look for the business one. That's the most affordable one.
Okay.
It's like $6 or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, if I have it, but it has to be an online. I have to use it online to access this
No, not
automate.
necessarily. So that's what I'm saying. It depends on the license. There are some people who use higher licenses, and when they open Excel desktop, they have access to the Automate tab in there, right?
Okay.
But
Okay.
in terms of affordability, I'll recommend that you look for the Microsoft Basic, and you will be able to access it online.
All right. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Stephanie, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Thank you so much for your presentation. I actually joined the class late, but your presentation, hooked me in. It made me really fall in love with data analysis. So the question I want to ask for, probably maybe for those of us who want to fall in love, who want to maybe for entry basis, where should I start from?
Okay, so um my learning journey started actually last year after I quit my job, and then started with the 21 days I'm Gary challenge, and there were so many things coming in and out. Didn't know really where to start from, but I would advise that for data analysis, the tools that you should start with are Excel, SQL, and then you pick one data visualization tool. There are so many. When you have Power BI, you have Tableau, you have Metabase, you have
Luca,
Lucas
Luca.
Studio, and so on and so
Yeah.
forth.
Mm.
But I started with Power BI. It's actually in Amdari I came to learn how to use Tableau. So my recommendation to you is you can start with Excel. Excel, there's so many resources online, coming into the internship, you're going to learn, but then start with Excel, SQL, and then one data visualization tool. When you master one, then you can start working at looking at the other ones. And then when you are done with that, then you can go to Python, right? When you're done with those basic ones, then you can go to Python, because there are some data analyst jobs that actually have a little bit of data engineering and data science in there. But for starters, I would recommend that you start with Excel. Get used to using the pivot table. At first it's confusing, but the more you do it, you'll get it. Then quickly go in with SQL, learn the basics, then move on to window functions and so on and so forth. And then you go to a data visualization tool. Yeah, so that would be my recommendation.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Welcome.
All right, so we're going to take our final question from Ify, because I still have to tell you guys about the internship for those of them that want to join you and come on board with Amdari. So Ify's question is going to be last. We're going to have another question and answer session later, but that's going to be with me. So if you guys have any other thing you want to ask, you can do it in the chat. She's going to respond in the chat, okay? So once Ify is done, I'll continue, all right? Okay, Ify, you can go ahead.
All right, yeah. She's actually answered some of my questions. That the last is those KPIs were they given by a line manager, or you just thought them out on your own. You know,
They
during
were,
that
yeah, they were
you can.
actually no. So these particular KPIs were um provided by the project description. Yes.
Okay, all right, okay, that's fine. Thank you very much.
All right,
Welcome.
all right. Thank you so, so much, Stephanie. That was a lovely
Welcome.
one. I actually learned a lot, honestly. It was very interesting for me. I don't know about you guys, but if you loved her presentation, please give her a thumbs up, like clap for her. So I'm just going to continue because I'm pretty sure a lot of us are pumped. You want to know how can I get in? Drew, I see your hand raised, but for virtue of time, I want us to just go ahead. We'll take every other question. So let's just continue. So I'm so excited that you guys actually got value from that. Honestly, I love data analytics so much because one thing about insights is that it is very easy for you to make assumptions, but analysis would always reveal the truth. And when you were listening, when if you listened to her reports, there were some things in that report that you would not naturally guess. Okay, and now this is why data analysis and data analyst would be in demand for a very long time. So if you're a data analyst, trust me, you're in the right track. You are literally in the right track. You could even hear that she used Office script for her automation, like automating the cleaning process and the rest of that. A lot of us don't know Office scripts. Office scripts is still in the family, it's still in Excel, right? But it's more of an advanced function. So you heard when she was trying to explain that to you. With Amdari, you don't have nothing to worry about, right? You're already working as a consultant with us. So all those using work email to open up to set up your account, your business, Microsoft Excel, and the rest of that, you're going to learn how to do it with us. Okay, so Microsoft Scripts is literally one of those advanced Excel tools that if you know how to use it, trust me, you will save yourself a lot of time in the cleaning process of your data set, because everything is just literally going to be automated for you. So you've learned something from Amdari today. Okay, so let's just proceed. Now, this kind of experience is literally going to give you an edge in the job market because you could listen to her presentation. If we were stakeholders now, we would actually be impressed. Personally, I would be impressed because I am literally I can see that, oh, you conducted the analysis, you're giving me insights about my business, you're letting me to you're telling me how which products I should invest more in. You could literally hear when she said that she mentioned at some point that the low market efforts was making more sales than more the higher marketing efforts. So imagine these guys were putting more budget into marketing. And that means they're literally wasting money if you think about it. So instead of wasting money on that, why don't you guys use organic? Only a data analyst can tell you something like this because they've done the analysis. They can literally see it. The secret is inside your data set. So you just need to have the tools to unleash that secret. And you should also be able to present because you could know this thing, you could know the technical aspect, but can you communicate it to a non-technical audience? There are a lot of us here. Some of you aren't even data analysts, but you could understand what she was saying because she has presented before. She presented to the stakeholders, she presented to people, and the skill is already there. I think this should be their second or third project. I'm not sure, but that is literally it. So, how do we help you to gain this project-based experience? So, I can see a chat. How do I download Power BI? Okay, so this is not we're not training you on how to do that, but you can actually look up that on YouTube, right? There are resources on how to do that. If I wait, okay, someone is trying to help. Okay, Stephanie is in the chat helping you out. Lovely, she's there for you. All right, so coming on to Amdari, you get to work on at least 6 to 10 real business problems. That was a business problem, and personally, I was surprised that it was a Nigerian related business because we usually have projects from businesses in the UK, US, Canada, and all that. So I was like, whoa, this is a Nigerian based business. Wow. Okay, so you get to work on at least 6 to 10 of that. depending on how long you're going to stay in the program. We have the 3 months and the 6 months. I'll give more information about that later. Now, some of your projects would require you to work in a cross-functional team. Cross-functional team means that you'd be working with other people outside of your natural niche. You might be required to work with the project manager or the business analyst and every other person. But the rest of your projects, you would work in a team. That's a given, right? You're going to be assigned a team with your project, okay? And now, this project will span across various industries. Your first project, like the one she presented, I think that is an e-commerce related project or so. You would have projects in healthcare, you'd have projects in logistics and supply chain. So you're gaining experience across board. You are literally gaining experience, and this vast experience is going to put you times 5 ahead of someone else that is just doing a boot camp or a training. Instead of you going back to continuously learn how to use SQL, how to use Power BI, how to use data, Excel and the rest of that. Why not learn how to apply these tools to solving real business challenges? Because that's the real deal at the end of the day. These businesses want to know how can you actually help them. So if you joined late or if you're here and you've not filled the attendance form, please fill it. Very, very important. It's pinned, actually. It's pinned in the chat. So if you need all the resources, you want to go over the presentation and listen to the presentation again, you can actually fill that form. We'll send you an email with the video and the link, everything for the session today, okay? So because you'll be working across multiple industries, your roles might look different sometimes. Now, for this particular project she presented, they were working they were working as sales analysts. Am I right? Stephanie, please correct me if I'm wrong. You guys were working in the
Yes,
capacity of a sales
yes,
analyst.
that's correct.
Okay,
Yes.
lovely, 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 lovely. So you can see that depending on the industry, your role might actually look a little bit different. You're still a data analyst, but you are a data analyst in the e-commerce industry, right? You're analyzing sales data. You would learn how to analyze health related data. You would learn how to analyze fintech, financial data, HR data, depending on your project. So this means that you are gaining experience across a lot of industries and a lot of roles, because application, trust me, applications is a game of numbers. You need to know your onions, and not just in one field. You need to know your onions across board so that nothing is going to strike you by surprise, because at the end of the day you need a job, so you should be able to have enough leverage. If you see a job as a sales analyst, you won't be scared because, oh, what does this, I mean, I'm a data analyst, how will I assume the role of a sales analyst? I don't know how to analyze sales data. So that's literally what we are helping you do. And you will work across various technologies. A lot of you are just hearing about Office scripts for the first time. And trust me, there is how you'd be in an interview and you talk about how you use Office scripts, and even the interviewer or the HR person is like, I mean, you can use this. A lot of the people on board don't know how to use this tool. So you mean if you are using Office scripts, you can automate the cleaning process. That means you won't spend so much time analyzing our data. And you'll be like, yes, I know how to use this. I can use that. I can use this. So we are exposing you to industry standard, right? We know what these guys want. So all you need to do is to make sure that you are putting in effort to learning and showing up for the experience, okay? You're building your teamwork, collaboration skills, and this experience is going to give you confidence when you land jobs. I mean, you will have that confidence to clearly sell yourself. You would have that confidence to solve business problems and challenges because you've done it before. You understand how it works. If you get employed tomorrow, they're not going to start, they won't even be worried that, oh, we need to train this guy. This guy is learning on the job and the rest of that. No, because you have the experience to show forth, okay? And this internship experience is also going to give you the opportunity to network with a lot of people from different countries. So you're actually going to be networking with a lot of people in the US, Canada, different regions. We have them in the internship. Even on this call, I'm pretty sure we have a lot of people. We have people in Nigeria, we have people in the UK, we have people in the US. I saw it while you guys were introducing yourself. So it's the same thing in the internship. Now, for Amdari, we do not stop at project-based experience. A lot of organizations stop there because they feel, I mean, experience is important. Why not just gain the experience? We go as far as making sure you are job ready. How are you job ready? We revamp your CV. Okay, we revamp and review your CV. A lot of you are transitioning from a different field. We understand that people are coming into tech. That doesn't mean you should neglect your previous work experience. So what we do is we tailor your previous experience, we revamp it. We take note of your transferable skills and add it to your CV. We now add Amdari to your CV. So we are reviewing and revamping it. So you won't come across as an entry level guy. Instead, you're looking like someone that actually has experience. And trust me, you would be able to land mid-level roles because of how your CV looks like. It doesn't, you won't look like someone that's just starting out. Okay. That's how we revamp it for you. Now, we also optimize your LinkedIn. So I'm just going to ask Stephanie, have you guys started with the whole revamping sessions yet? Are you up to 1 month
Um,
into the program?
yeah. So we've had one session with Amina where she took us through what uh, the ideal CV should look like, and we were given an assignment to go and revamp our CV. So we've done that and we've submitted them. So I believe the next session would be to have one-on-one with each of us to actually go through it and then move it from there. But yeah, we've started with that aspect as well.
Lovely. Great. So I needed them to hear it from you. So it won't be like I'm just here selling you guys when you're not actually doing these things. Okay. So you can hear, you heard literally from her that they're actually doing this stuff, right? And the best part about it is that we are not doing it for them, we are doing it with them, we're involving them in the process. So if they leave Amdari, once they're done with the internship, they can always do these stuffs on their own. They know and they have the knowledge. And one thing about knowledge is that no one is going to take it away from you. Okay. So you have access to mentors. We optimize your LinkedIn too. LinkedIn optimization is very important because LinkedIn is one platform that you should understand how to position yourself, right? So they have sessions for that. Optimization is also very important because some of these recruiters, they just go on LinkedIn and search, oh, I'm looking for a data analyst. They just search it up. The first few people that pop up, they reach out to these guys. They look at your LinkedIn. Is your profile actually looking great? What have you done so far? And the rest of that. And they reach out to them. I've actually been in that kind of situation. Let me not say victim because it was a great thing. I mean, I've landed a job from that means. I just got a text on LinkedIn, and next thing they're like, oh, I see what you're doing. I love it. And I want you to come on board and replicate the same results for my business. It's as simple as that. Because I was showing up and my profile wasn't what I ordered versus what I got. It was actually it, right? So I was literally putting out my journey there. So people were actually watching. People are always watching, right? So you just need to give them the right things to watch so they can always reach out to you when opportunities arise. Okay. So you have access to mentors. Mentors are going to guide you. One thing about mentorship is so important because it will save you a whole lot of time. The time you would have been using going around in circles, you're actually investing that time learning from someone that has done the work already. So it's like a cheat code. Mentorship is a cheat code. For me, if I want to learn any skill from scratch, I don't stress myself. What I do is I find someone that's already good at it, someone that's done what I want to do. And I literally just go to them. I'd rather pay them to learn from them because they've done this thing, they've achieved the results, than for me to actually move around and, at the end of the day, I'm wasting time. Okay. So that's why mentorship, career coaching, very, very important because learning from someone that has experience is going to save you the time you would have wasted trying to gain that experience or trying to, learn from your own mistakes. Why not learn from someone else's mistakes? That's just a cheat code I'm dropping for you guys. Now, in addition to all this, we prep you for interviews because we understand that a lot of guys in tech, some of you actually have these technical skills, but you can't sell yourselves. You don't know how to even talk about your experience during the interview. Some of you go to interview and think that you're supposed to be gisting with the HR guy. No, at the end of the day, the interview is for you to sell yourself and land a job. Why are you? I mean, it is about strategy, right? Yes, conversations are not supposed to look robotic, but do you have in mind what the aim is? What are you trying to do? You're trying to showcase your impact. You could actually involve storytelling, but everything should be structured. You should have it in your mind that, oh, I'm answering these questions because they want to know if I am capable of doing the job. So you don't go out there and cast yourself, because a lot of tech guys, you guys get carried away during interviews. You go there and you're already spilling your guts. The interview guys are already like red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. So what we do during these sessions is that we conduct these sessions for you where we replicate a an interview scene. So we practice with you, we teach you, you would have sessions where you learn different strategies to answer questions during interviews. And when we also conduct these mock interviews where you practice answering some of these technical and behavioral questions, because most of the questions they ask you will be technical and also behavioral. How do you respond in a workplace? Just to understand the kind of person you are, because trust me, a lot of people are, I don't want to use words, but you understand what I'm saying. Some of you have had very weird co-workers, so you get what I am saying. So they want to understand your behavior and work ethics, okay? Because these are the things that will determine how good you would be in that particular role. It's beyond your technical skills at the end of the day. So when you have these sessions, you're going to get structured feedback on your communication, your tone, and even your storytelling, because you need to engage the recruiter. You need to be able to convince them that I am good at what I do, right? We have different methods. Let me just share a very, very interesting method with you guys. There's what we call the STAR method. If you know about the STAR method, give me a thumbs up. Give me a quick thumbs up if you know about the STAR method. So I'm just going to tell you guys about the STAR method, right? You are in an interview ground. A question is thrown at you. Tell me a time where you were able to solve a business problem. Some of you might just get carried away and start saying random stuff. But if you understand how to use the STAR method, you know that the first thing you start with is the situation. What was the problem, right? For this business that Stephanie just talked about, what was the problem? I'll show you guys the project brief so you get to see the business problem and the rest of that. So you first start with the problem. What did you do? What were the different tasks you carried across to solve the problem? The action, how did you do it, right? Tell us, how did you analyze the data? That's where she will now talk about where she used Office scripts to clean the data set and all the rest of that, yada, yada. She's going to mention that. Finally, what was the result? That is where you talk about the impact. Like, what were your findings? What is your recommendations? Literally, that is literally going to put you like someone that has experience. And that is what Amdari is all about. So that when you get to that interview, you will be able to sell yourself. You're having real experience to talk about. I've had a client on here. It was a very interesting session because this guy, he told me that he landed, that was in February, or was it March? February, March. He told me he landed 20 interviews between January and February. I mean, interesting, right? I went as far as asking him, okay, how many jobs were you able to get out of them? He told me none. That's where red flags, red flags. What do you mean you landed 20 interviews and you didn't get even one job? He said that the reason he even landed those interviews was because he was lying on his CV, and that just made a whole lot of sense. This guy was going ahead to lie about unnecessary impact he was making. He actually knows, he understands how to, arrange his CV in a way that passes that ATS test. So he was getting these interviews, but because there were lies on his CV, the recruiters actually caught on those lies during the interview because he could not talk about it. You're putting on your CV that you worked at NHS. Tell us, what did you do? How did you do it? He was not able to talk about most of this stuff. And even when he was talking about it, because obviously he would have gone to do his research, but trust me, someone that has done something, that's how you talk about it, that is going to tell someone that yes, you did this stuff. But if you didn't do it yourself, there are a lot of questions and lapses that would come, right? You won't be able to answer some things. So that's how he didn't learn any of those. We told him, see, stop lying, just come get this experience. So when you actually learn these interviews, you have real facts to talk about. And now he's an intern with Amdari. Praise God. So yes, so that being said, that's why interview prep is very important, CV revamping very important, experience very, very important. Now, you get access to job reference letter from Amdari. This reference letter, up until 2 years after the internship with us, you have access to it. We're registered in the UK, we're registered in Canada. So if you're looking to gain UK experience, maybe you're tired of working a care job and now you need something better, you want to start earning better, you want to come into tech and actually start earning serious salary. If you're in the UK, they expect that you should have UK work experience. So where do they want you to get that from? So what we've been able to do for you at Amdari is that we are actually registered in the UK, we're registered in Canada. So if you need a work reference letter, you need a job reference letter, or you need some kind of proof that, oh, you worked with an organization in the UK, we're here for you, right? You do you need us to email the organization? We'll do that for you. You need us to send a letter to them or whatever it is, a PDF, we'll do that for you. Okay. You land the job, you still need on the job support. We still hold your hand, we guide you. We just want to ensure you have a smooth sailing in your job. Okay. So all that being said, this is just an example of a revamped LinkedIn and optimized LinkedIn rather, and an optimized and revamped CV. So this is just me telling you guys that we're not here to play. Now, how does the internship experience work? We'll soon be taking questions. So I'm coming to the end. For those of you that want to come on board, there's a very special discount, and we only extended that discount by 24 hours. That's till tomorrow. So I'll be going to that. Okay, so you guys should just bear with me. Now, we've been able to partner with organizations across various industries in the UK, US, Canada. You can see this particular business problem Stephanie talked about was about for an industry in Nigeria. I was surprised actually, because I didn't know we also work with businesses in Nigeria. So this are the different partners we have. We have their business problems. We don't tell you so much about them because at the end of the day, they have a business to run. So for confidentiality's sake, we only give you their business problems to use it and gain experience, right? So we assign you guys to this project, and you'd be assigned in teams. So you'd be working with a team. You're not working by yourself. We understand that a lot of the people coming on, but some of you have 9 to 5s already, and some of you are students. We also have students on board. We have 9 to 5ers. Students are using us as work placements. 9 to 5ers are also using us as internships to gain experience and the rest of that. So we're not telling you to quit your 9 to 5. We're not telling you to leave your school. No. Instead, you just need to dedicate at least an hour to your project so that you are pushing this project. You understand? Some of these projects have timelines and phases. So you need to be on top of that. Okay. So you just need to dedicate an hour. Now, for your stand-up meetings, that would be communicated by your team lead. It's going to be at a very convenient time for you. So it's going to be it's very flexible at the end of the day. So this is just you dedicating your time. Trust me, some of you might even dedicate more than an hour just because you want to push this. Trust me, it's going to be so interesting for you that you want to solve more projects, you want to take on more challenges. Okay. Now, when you guys come together, you analyze the problem, solve it, come up with recommendations, just like Stephanie presented. And at the end of the day, you will make presentations to stakeholders, right? The team presentation. So this is not Stephanie's first time of presenting at all, basically. So you could hear from how she was speaking that there's actually this someone that's experienced. She was answering your questions and the rest of that because she's actually done it before. So when you're in the internship, you would present. You're going to learn how to create slides. You're going to learn how to carry non-technical stakeholders along, because you should be sounding, I should listen to you and understand that even if you are a data analyst, you're speaking to me and I get what you're saying. Okay, that's a skill, trust me, and not everyone has that skill. Some people would just come to you and be explaining jargon and you're like, what are you even saying? So that's the essence of understanding how to present your findings. Now, this experience, you can add it to your CV. You will add it to your CV rather. And I already mentioned we're registered in the UK and registered in Canada. So it'll be on your CV that you worked as a consultant, not intern, consultant with Amdari. I've already mentioned about the work reference letter, and also this experience, you will use it during interviews. Now, we are on to the best parts of everything. We have a cohort starting on the 12th of April. Now, what is so interesting about this cohort? We have the 12th of April and we have the 10th of May. These are the two cohorts that have a very interesting discount and pricing plan for that. Okay, so what is our special offer to you? I told you guys that we have a very special offer for you. So for those of you that are still here up until now, congratulations, you've made it to the last bit. Now, I want you guys to really pay attention closely for those of you that will be coming on board with Amdari. So we focus on major career paths like data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, SOC, ethical hacking, and GRC. for those of you in cyber security. Okay, now this special discount, we are currently last month was the Women's International Women's Month, so we started a 50% off discount for those of you looking to come into the program, women specifically. But we opened up some slots for men. Currently, we have just 5 slots left for men, and we could still extend it depending on the demand. But we're trying to, it's quality over quantity for us at the end of the day. So this 50% discount is applicable for those of you enrolling in in the April and the May cohorts. You can't defer it beyond April and May. So instead of you to pay the original price for the 3 months or the 6 month internship, you're paying the discounted price. Now, instead of paying 340, you are paying 180 pounds for the 3 months. And the same thing goes for the 6 months. Instead of paying 600 pounds, you are paying 280 pounds. And the best part about this is that there is a 3 installment plan for each of these work experience internships. So in as much as we have a discount, we've gone as far as giving installment plans because we understand that some of you may not be able to make a one-off payment. So we have that installment plan there for people that want to break their payment, so you can secure your slot. And once you've secured it with the first discount, like the first installment for 180, that means you spread it 60, 60, 60. So you pay the first 60, secure your slot. Whatever price changes that happens won't affect you because you've already tapped into the discount. Same thing goes for the 6 months work experience. There is a 3 installment plan for that too, right? So you have to take advantage of this if you are coming for the April and the May cohort. If you're going to miss out on these discounts, that means you would pay the original price. Okay, so this is what we have for you guys, and I'm going to drop the payment link in the chat for those of you that want to take action, enroll, and the rest of that. Now, the thing about this stuff is that we're supposed to end it on the 31st of March, but because of a lot of people that were asking us, oh, I'm Dari, we need you to extend this stuff, we want to actually join the rest of that, we decided to open it up until the 5th of, that's by Monday rather. So tomorrow is Saturday. So we're actually just opening it up for at least 24 hours, basically, so that you guys will be able to enroll. Then we close out on that particular discount and everything will revert back to the original price. So I want to show you guys how to make payments. Then we'll go ahead, ask questions. Please, I want every one of you to fill out the attendance form. Okay, so once you fill out the attendance form, all the necessary materials, resources, we would send it to you. So there are two things I'm going to show you before we take questions. I'll show you how to make payments. I'll show you some projects that these guys worked on, and also what else? I think that's just it. In addition to every other thing, you have access to our portfolio builder. We have a portfolio builder where you get to showcase your portfolio, your project, and all that. We have a job board for you to apply to different jobs. I'll show you guys all this. And finally, for those of you that want to, okay, projects, we have project management too. Project management slot that is available. You can secure ahead, but it's starting in May. So if you're securing ahead of May, you can take advantage of the discount to secure for project management. If you click on that link, you'll be able to find everything there. So there is project management. We do not have a physical office. Everything is actually virtual and remote. There is no physical office. You don't need to commute to a physical point. Okay, so once you click on the link, it's going to take you here. All you need to do is select the particular internship experience you want to make payment for. Now I'm going to pay in pounds because that's what I'm going to pay in pounds. Let's pay in pounds. I would be checking out some of your questions soon. Let me just show you guys how to make payments. So you click on the 3 months installment plan, the 3 installmental plan. You can make a one-off payment. For the rest of you that want to make a one-off payment, you can do it twice, or you click on the 3 installment plan, then secure your seat. Okay, so if you secure your slot right now, the next payment will be due May and finally June. Okay, so you're spreading it across 3 installments and proceed. All you need to do here, fill out the checkout details, make your payment, and you'll receive an email from Amdari with the registration form. So it's on that form, you tell us when you're starting and also the internship experience you're going for. So That's literally the enrollment form. Okay. So for those of you, you're still having a lot of questions, you're skeptical. I want you guys, I'm going to drop the payment, I'm going to drop our website link for you to go check us out while I'm showing you a few things on the website. So I just want it so you guys are flowing with me at the same time. What program is Stephanie offering? She's offering data analytics, basically. She's in the chat there. So now I mentioned about the portfolio builder. This is the portfolio builder, right? Where you get to showcase your different projects. Now, you can put up projects you're working with Amdari. You tell a bit about yourself, what tools and technologies you're conversant with. You don't need to code for this. You don't need to write any ounce of code. No, you just need to fill out a very simple requirement form, and everything is going to build up from there. So you just update your profile details and everything is going to build up. Now you can share this on LinkedIn, you can share it on whatever platform you want to share it on. You can even copy this link and add it to your CV, because this is literally your portfolio, right? If you have projects outside of Amdari, you can upload your external project, you can upload your Amdari project, okay? So this is for you. We also have a job board where you would be applying for jobs. Job application is part of your KPIs, because you have to land the job at the end of the day. And the only way to even get the interview is to apply. So all this is in one place for you. You have from LinkedIn, you have from Indeed, Glassdoor, all the job postings are here for you, right? So you can apply with your revamped CV that we're going to revamp for you. And finally, for those of you that want to brush up on your skill sets, you've learned the skill. Amdari, we don't train, so we expect you should have foundational knowledge. But if you still need to brush up on your foundational knowledge, we have the Learn platform for you. So you can, let's use data analytics. Let's see, what can I learn here? What can I do? These are crash courses. You can see, you can start with the introduction to data analytics. You go to Excel, you brush up on Power BI, brush up on Microsoft Fabrics, SQL, Tableau. You're brushing up so that when we give you these projects, you are not found wanting, okay? You actually able to answer these projects, and you're on top of what you're doing. So now is the time for questions, guys. I've set my bits. Now it's time for you guys to talk to me. Talk to me. If you have questions, raise your hand. Thank you so much, Sandra. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. I can see you're clapping. So if you guys have any questions for me, you can go ahead and ask your question. Raise your hand, ask your question. Let's go ahead with this session, okay? So we're already close to the end of this session. We just have the next 10 minutes for your questions. Then we can call it a day, or maybe an afternoon or a night, depending on where you are. So Lakon, hi Lakon, you can go ahead and ask your questions.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, I'm seeing 60 pounds. What about prospects from Nigeria? Are there no conversion for it? You know how it's difficult to get foreign exchange done now in Nigeria.
Okay, so on that platform, you can pay in what it automatically converts. So let me quickly show you that. So if you are paying from any country, because we usually have people across various countries, so whatever country you're paying from, there's an opportunity for you to actually convert it directly. So you just click on the country and it will automatically give you the equivalent of your payment. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's go for 3 months. Let's click on 3 months. Now, when you come here, you can pick whichever country you're in and you want to pay in whatever currency you want to pay. So if it's the Nigerian currency, you can see that the 3 installmental plan is here. You're starting with 124k thousand. Then this is it. So if you're paying in this, that means you can directly pay like that. You don't need to start looking for maybe a US converter, or you don't need to start looking for another platform to make your payments. You can literally pay with your card, okay? So that's literally it, basically, in terms of that. So we made it easy for you. So you don't necessarily need to pay in pounds if you're not in the UK, okay? I don't know, Lekon, was I able to answer that? Okay, I don't know if it's still here with us. Lakon, I literally showed you that. So I believe I've been able to answer your question. Do we have any other person? Ivy, I can see you. Bukola, you're here. Pascal, Charlotte, Kemi, you guys, let's talk. Let's talk. Let me see if we have any. Okay, Lekon, I've been able to answer that. Lovely, lovely. So, Charlotte, I see your question in the chat. Which program is Stephanie offering? That was data analytics. So, are you also interested in data analytics? You can go ahead and unmute yourself. Let's talk. Okay. What about learning afresh from data science or data analytics? Okay, so if you've not learned at all, you've not gained any kind of, you don't know how to use Excel, you don't know how to use Power BI, you can't use any data science tool, and you're just breaking into the industry, we advise and we recommend that you go get training. Now we have a sister platform, Tenalytics. So I'm just going to put that in the chat. So Tenalytics is where you would actually be able to gain the technical skills. You go and learn with them, and usually they refer you back to us to come and gain experience. Okay, so we have tenalytics.io in the chat. I've put it there for you guys. Now, I really hope you guys have filled the attendance form because that is very, very important. Okay, if you have a question, just go ahead, unmute yourself and ask whatever question you have to ask. I'm listening. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
Thanks for the explanation. I actually wanted to ask if there is any challenge like all this like the way when Stephanie was talking, she said I think she first participated in what was it called, this 21 days Dari data analysis challenge. Is there
Okay.
anything that's coming up, please?
Yes, we're currently working on that. So you would be updated really soon on the whole of that. So we're working on starting a challenge for people that are outside of the internship. We want to gain a feel of Andari and the rest of that. We are working on that at the moment. So once that is up, we would update you guys from all the groups, okay?
All right, thank you so much. Then, like,
Yeah,
for someone that is already working as a data analyst, that just
yes.
need like that just need a kind of mentorship. Is there any
Okay.
provision for that? Like somebody already working, like, okay, let me say I've
Okay.
learned data analysis, I've already secured a job as a business analyst anyway. So I just feel like I think I need a kind of mentorship, like somebody that can just that can reach out to in case I'm stuck, in case I just need somebody to like check my work, to be sure I'm like to make it more professional. I don't know how I explain that. Is there any opportunity for that, please?
Okay. So currently we do not have that available except you're looking to come into the program. But as you've mentioned that, we would be able to make provision for that. Okay, so currently we don't have that up yet. Okay, yeah, except you just come join us with the internship and gain experience and the rest of that. Besides that, we don't have that up
No
yet.
time for
Okay,
that now. But thank you
okay,
so much.
understand. All
Thank you.
right. Yeah, you're welcome. So Paul, you can go ahead and ask your question. Hi, Paul, you can go ahead. Hi, okay, I feel your hand is also raised. You can go ahead.
Yeah, it's about the last question about mentorship. I think I would rather advise my sister to just um, enter the program. It will give, and I think in the program there is a section that mentorship is in. So I would rather say mentorship is inside, is a subset of this program as a universal set, and I think it will benefit her the more if it means maybe okay, attending the internship program was that you now get more concentrated during the mentorship period, because I did hear Victory say that and other ones I've attended, that there is on the job support, which is like the mentorship you're talking about. So I think the best thing, instead of waiting for the time and Dari will carve out a niche for such, I think it's good for the price. I don't think it will be so hard on the pocket. While you still work, there are other things that you still need to learn. Then when it gets to that point of on the job support, you will gain more about that again. It also contribute to what Victor answered. Thank you.
Yes, and the program is flexible, so you don't have to worry about your job and the rest of that, right? So if it's something you can consider, I would advise that you come and get the full package, right? The mentorship I already mentioned on the job support. So obviously while you're at your job would still support you. So even trust me, you don't know everything yet, and there is always
First,
room to learn more. So
yeah.
that exposure is also going to help so that you can even get better opportunities at the end of the day. So you might want to consider it too if you're really looking at that mentorship support and the rest of that. Okay.
At the end, you might even get a senior role, a senior level role.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for your contribution, Ife. Thank you so much. That was great. Okay, so for people that might need more extra clarity, you need to join a one-on-one session. You want to ask questions, but right now maybe you are not at where you can ask those questions and the rest of that. I'm going to drop a clarity session link in the chat so you can come join us, ask us your questions, and we'll be able to take time and answer the rest of that. So yeah, do we have any other additional questions for me? Maybe you're trying to register, you're facing challenges at the moment, or whatever it is, just let me know. Let me know while I drop the session link for you guys. So you can raise your hand. I see a lot of people on this call. You guys are just quiet. I see Adiola. I see Aderonke. I see Bukola. I see Charlotte. Okay, Charlotte has already spoken. Dorcas, Emerald. Hi, Charlotte. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, Victory. Thank you so much. You're doing a
Oh,
great job.
sure. I see you can sign out. I see you can go out. You can sign out. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Charlotte. Sorry about that.
Yeah, yeah. I wish to say I've already registered for business analysis and we'll be starting
Okay.
this month. Yeah, but I mean, listening to what's her name again? I've forgotten her name.
Stephanie.
Stephanie, yeah, I've had love for data and analytics. I wish to have that as an additional skill. So, hopefully, probably when I finish with the 6 months internship, then I might try to book that in as well to add that as an additional skill. Yeah,
Okay,
and
that's
yeah,
good.
so I want to ask, am I able to start paying instrumentically for that, for the after 6 months? Am I able to do that now?
Okay. So you can't run this concurrently. Do you think you can actually do both? Do you feel like you can, or would you want to focus on one first before starting the other?
Yeah, I was thinking of, focusing on one first before starting.
Okay.
But I don't
That
know
means
the intensity of probably when I start, I'll know the intensity and then I could decide whether I could do that concurrently. Yeah.
okay, it's actually going to be intensive. So for
Okay.
you have to put more effort now, but it's not everyone that really has enough time for that. So I don't know how your schedule looks like. But since you're doing the 6 months, had it been it was 3 months, I would say okay, fine. Once you're done with one, you can go ahead with the other. But because it's 6 months, that means you won't be able to take advantage of the particular discounts we are running because it's only for people starting in either April or May. I don't know if that makes
Oh,
sense.
okay. Oh,
Yes. So
okay.
by then there might be another plan available, but you still have the
Okay.
installments. So you can't secure ahead of 6 months from right now,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Because
I
of the
get it.
nature of Yes, yes. So that's just
Okay.
it. Yeah,
All right. Thank you so much for bringing
sure.
clarity. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. So I don't know if we have any other question from anyone before we call it in a day or a night, depending on where you're joining us from. I dropped the clarity session link in the chat. For those of you that still need, maybe you want to join the program, you need more time to talk to someone, you want to talk to someone actually, you can book for a session from next week. We'll book for a session, we'll attend to you and all that. And I also hope you all have been able to fill out the attendance form because that is very important too. So if you guys enjoyed today's session, just give me a thumbs up if today's session was enjoyable for you. Emerald, go ahead, ask your question. Actually, you can go ahead, ask your question.
Hello, Victory.
Hi, Emerald.
Yeah, it was a nice section with you. Briefly, I just want to verify or clarify something. I have actually paid for the internship program for 6 months, for data science, but on a second thought, I was thinking if it's possible, I could do data science internship as well as data engineering internship. Like do it three months, 3 months. Is there any way it can be possible?
Okay, so you want to do the 3 months data science, 3 months data analytics.
No,
Now,
no, not data. 3 months data science and 3 months data engineering.
okay, Uche, your hand is raised. Do you want to say something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Emerald, have you signed your contract?
Yes, that's the problem.
When did you do this?
I did that, I think 2 days ago or 3 days ago.
All right. So send me a message on WhatsApp. Okay.
Okay.
So the I would send you some email addresses that you would send a mail to,
Okay.
specifying the one you want to start with. If you want to start with data engineering first, you let them know 3 months data engineering. If it's data science, right?
Yeah.
You let them know. Okay. Then they'll get back to you. Is that okay?
Okay, but I've made part payment for 6 months, so I don't know if how it could be.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You can break your 6 months into two internships. Okay.
Okay,
So
so
that
if
it doesn't
is it okay if I continue the half um the payment for the 6 months?
yes, yes, you can. You can continue. Since it's still 6 months, right? 3 months
Yeah,
DS, three
yeah,
months DE. So it's fine.
yeah. Okay,
What will happen is they will just send you two contracts instead of one. So you're
okay,
going to like sign the two of them. Okay.
okay. So how do I get in touch with you? I didn't get.
Yeah, I'm the community manager in your WhatsApp community, the one that's been updating the group. So
Okay,
just send me a message, Uche,
okay.
and we'll follow up from there.
All
Okay.
right, all right. Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. Thank you so much, Uche. Thank you for clarifying all that. So Emerald just follow the instructions she gave. Send a message to her from the WhatsApp community you're in, and she will attend to you. Okay. All right. So, do we have any other questions? We are already behind schedule. We are behind time. Do you guys have most of us here are already in the program, and that is actually exciting. So you guys you've come here, you have a feel of what it means to be a data analyst with Amdari. So you're actually in the right place, you're in safe hands basically. Okay, so in the absence of questions, one more time, do we have any questions? Do you have anything to say? Do you have any other questions? Ifeanyi, Ifeoluwa, Iyabo, Kenneth, Kofo. Okay, I think Lakon has already said something. Kemi, Pascal, you guys have questions? Or what's happening? Are you guys shy? If you're shy, okay, clarity call, payment link. Okay, so I'm going to put that back up. Um, I'm going to drop that again so you can secure your slots. Take advantage of the discounts, guys. Amdari does this only once in a year. You would only find this program at this price once in a year. Usually, it's never at this discount. this is actually a lot of discounts. So just like we wanted more women into the program, and we also open up slots for men, because at the end of the day, equality matters, right? So I've dropped the payment link. You can secure your slot. Abiola, which internship experience are you interested in?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I just thought I didn't want to speak because I just felt like I should just listen. I'm already registered from Dari on the
Okay.
data analytics um career path, and I already work as a data analyst. I think the only question I was going to ask is just to confirm, just probably just to advise me. I
Okay.
intend, like I'm trying to get better in my data analytics and also take advantage of the discounts. So I thought I might just go do something on data science, just to learn more application, Python, machine learning, and all of those things. But I don't have any knowledge. I've never used Python. I've never used any of those things for data science. So I was thinking, should I go through the route of 10 analytics to learn, or should I register with Hamadari because for data science? Like I said, I don't have any knowledge of Python and all of those things.
Okay, so you will have more knowledge in data analytics, and now
Yes,
you're trying to
I've
pivot.
done data analytics. I work as a data analyst, and at the same time, I'm registered. I've started my internship with Amdari
You
for data
started. What
analytics. Yes, I've
course is
started.
it?
Sorry,
What course? Is it the February
this
or
March
okay, in data analytics or data science?
data analytics
Okay. So now you're saying that you want to go after the core, after the internship, you want to go into data science, but you
science.
want
Yeah,
you don't know if you want to do it with Amdari or analytics.
yes.
Okay,
Either
okay.
because I don't have any knowledge, for
Knowledge.
data analytics, because I've learned and I'm working as a data analyst, so I'm able to cope, like it's something I'm familiar with in terms of Excel, Power BI, SQL, and all of those things. So yeah, I've started a project and all of that. So I'm good on that particular platform. But I also want to learn more, just to get better and to, being a competitive what's it called. So I just thought, okay, why not take the advantage of this discount and
To
learn
register.
something about data science. But I'm not sure if I should go through Dari or to probably go and learn through data analytics. So that's where um, the challenge is. So I just thought you should be able to advise.
Okay, okay. All right. So since you've not actually learned anything yet, like you have foundational knowledge in data analytics, but not data science, you already understand that the tools are going to be kind of different. You have Python and a lot of
Yeah.
machine learning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's learning new sets of skills. So I would
Mm-hmm.
advise that you go through analytics
Okay,
to
that's
learn
fine.
data science. Yes.
That's fine.
And
I've actually
luckily for
registered
you,
though, so I just wanted to
yeah.
be sure. So if I can,
Okay.
yeah, I've
Okay,
registered
great,
with
great,
analytics
great,
actually.
great.
But I was
All right.
thinking I might just take for a refund and go through
No, no,
Amdari's.
no,
But
no. No, you made a
okay,
you actually made a great choice. And
okay.
I love the fact that you're really open to learning. Trust me, it's one thing that's going to help you a lot.
Oh, definitely,
Yes,
definitely,
yes. All right.
definitely.
So
Thank you so
all right.
much.
So good luck actually. Good
Yeah,
luck.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. So Abiola says data analytics. And when is it starting? It's starting on the 12th of April. Since you joined late, the course is for data analytics, data science, data engineering, all those courses starting, the next course is starting 12th of April. So you can secure your slot, take advantage of discounts before then, so that you will be a part of the program for the April or the May cohorts. Okay. So Uche, for Emerald, Uche has dropped her contact. So you can actually copy that, send her a text, and she's going to attend directly to you. So before we call it a night, do we have any final questions? Do we have anything? Most of us here are already on in the program, and I'm really excited that you guys are already on board. So we have more Amdari guys here, and that's great. So do we have any other questions, clarifications? You want to ask anything? Ask me anything? Okay. So I believe I've attended to everyone then. Or if you are shy, for the shy guys, if you are shy and you still need a one-on-one session, I'm going to drop the clarity link, clarity session link again. So go ahead and book a clarity session with Amdari and we would attend to you, okay? So thank you all for taking our time to join us today. It was a very interesting one for me. I don't know about you, but I was I was wowed. I was very, very interested in everything you guys had to say, right from when Stephanie was presenting to all your questions and all that. It's always a very fun session with you guys. Okay, so fill the attendance form, book a clarity call. For those of you that you might not be able to speak right now, can always book a clarity call. And yes, at this point, I'm going to say have a very great and wonderful evening, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me. Bye, guys. Bye, 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 bye. Bye. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Uche. Thanks for clapping. Thank you, guys, so much.